North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein says his office will take action against anyone who takes advantage of the fears over COVID-19.
On Tuesday, Governor Roy Cooper declared a state of emergency, which triggered the state's anti-price gouging law. The law prohibits vendors from charging too much during a crisis tied to a state of emergency.
There are bad people who will exploit any issue, whether it's a hurricane or an epidemic like the coronavirus, to try to steal money from people. That's against the law in North Carolina now that the governor declared a state of emergency.
Attorney General Stein says the State Department of Justice will be reviewing price gouging complaints closely and is prepared to take action against anyone violating the law. Right now, dozens of out-of-state field trips have been canceled for area students.
It's all to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. News 13's Justin Hinton is live from Estes Elementary in Buncombe County. And Justin, that system has the most cancellations.
Yeah, about 38 across the entire Buncombe County school system. We're talking about trips to New York, LA, Orlando, and several other places. But here's the thing, Buncombe County Schools is far from the only school system taking precautions. It's become routine for Maureen Orland.
I mean, maybe now I'll do this like once a week.
With 2 teen daughters, she's not taking any chances, wiping down her entire van.
It's not a bad idea to be thinking about it too. Even after hopefully this goes away.
And she's far from the only one taking precautions. I checked in with every major school system in Western North Carolina, and everyone I heard back from is monitoring the latest with the coronavirus. Between Asheville City, Buncombe, and Henderson County schools, 70 out-of-state field trips have been called off, which includes a few international locations.
Of course, our parents are concerned, and we understand it really with the field trips, especially they have been the ones that have made these financial contributions. But really the feedback has been that our parents appreciate that we're trying to take these proactive steps. And I think our parents understand that this is not something that we could have possibly predicted.
Macon, Transylvania, and Haywood are also cracking down on out-of-state trips. But Henderson is going further, cutting off internships, clinical hours, and occupational course of study hours for students in healthcare or retirement facilities.
You know, better to be safe than sorry.
Keenan Lake gets it. That's why he followed suit and decided to postpone his own program's trip to Savannah.
You have so many lives that you're dealing with. You don't want to expose or put anybody at risk.
And people are starting to cancel their room bookings in Asheville. Those who work in the hospitality industry say it's due to the coronavirus.
News 13's Caitlin Penner spoke with the president of Asheville's Bed and Breakfast Association about how they're responding.
Yeah, Rick Bell told me today was the first time his association has talked about the coronavirus. He says he thinks it's in the back of everyone's mind in the tourism industry.
Some of the inns are beginning to get cancellations.
Those in Asheville's hospitality industry say they are already feeling the effects of the coronavirus.
In the meeting today, we had kind of a general discussion about, okay, what do we do now? For the most part, it's centered around how to deal with cancellations.
Rick Bell, owner of the Engadin Inn and president of the Asheville Bed and Breakfast Association, says the 18 inns he represents are now having to rethink their policies.
In situations where a guest may be coming from California or New York, where they have to pass through some of the big hubs like Charlotte or Atlanta, some of the inns today said, you know, we're just going to do the right thing. We're going to give people their money back.
When it comes to cleaning, he says they all meet health department guidelines, but now they are asking health officials if they should be doing more.
But now I would imagine housekeeping standards will also include wiping down surfaces that guests would touch, like chests of drawers or closet doorknobs or things like that.
He says they are also trying to figure out ways to protect their staff from getting infected.
It's a challenge for all of us, not just the bed and breakfast, but also the hotel community. The Buncombe County Tourist Development Authority, I know, is concerned about this as well.
Bell says Asheville lodging is at a slight advantage because people are more likely to drive than fly here, but
damage will be done. All over the world, damage will be done to the travel industry and all of its associated partners.
A new report on the statewide impacts of climate change is released today.
It was put together by a group of scientists and climate experts working with the North Carolina Institute for Climate Studies right here in Asheville. News
13's Ryan Coulter joins us now. And Ryan, what do the results show for North Carolina?
Yeah, well, these are the findings from that study, and what they did is they split the state into 3 separate sections. And here in western North Carolina, they believe we could start seeing impacts from climate change by the end of the century in terms of fires, floods, droughts, and even extreme temperatures. Overall, temperatures could also increase by as much as 10 degrees on the higher end. It out with an executive order signed by Governor Cooper in 2018 to address climate change.
And part of that order called for a comprehensive climate change report for North Carolina.
From there, the independent group formed to get a better idea of how climate will change in North Carolina.
The climate is warming. It's going to continue to warm. It's going to have major impacts on society and ecosystems.
Average temperatures have risen about 1 degree Fahrenheit in North Carolina since 1895, with the warmest 10-year period on record happening from 2009 to 2018. With more water vapor in the atmosphere, summers could be impacted.
We can anticipate more humid summers, more discomfort. We expect humidity levels to be higher, and that in combination with probably having higher temperatures is going to make summers even more uncomfortable.
The group also anticipates an increased risk of flooding and landslides to the area.
We think it's likely that we may get more overall precipitation, but the thing we're most confident about is that extreme rainfall will increase.
Warmer temperatures could result in a major blow to local ski areas as well.
The amount of time they have to make snow, number one, that'll become less. And then, of course, if it gets too warm in the winter, whatever they made can melt, and those episodes will become more frequent.
As for what's causing the increase in global temperatures,
we know, without a doubt from just basic physics, that when you increase greenhouse gas concentrations in the atmosphere, it has a warming effect.
The researchers say we can change course now, but it may be difficult to reverse any impacts already felt.